Wow, 8 months of doing a podcast every single day with a goal of doing it for 1 year straight. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Neil Patel. I'm the host of the Career Pack Podcast, a podcast where I talk all things learning how to love myself, accept myself, trust myself, becoming a creator, and sharing small bits and pieces of lessons that I learned from life in order to help make a small impact or a big impact in this world. Let's reflect on what the past 8 months have been like. These are the types of episodes where I literally just sit down and rant for X amount of time. I have no preparations. I have no scripts. I have nothing pre thought out. It's just straight from the heart. The best place to start is gratitude. Anyone who has viewed this podcast, either watched it on Spotify, watched it on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, on Instagram Reels, anyone who's ever commented, liked, done anything, shared it, talked shit about it, loved it, whatever anyone has done or gotten from this podcast, or if you viewed it, thank you. Because every single person who views this podcast is another reason for me to keep going. 8 months in, I thought I would be in a completely different place. I didn't think I would have I don't like to say as little growth, but at like the place that I'm at right now, in the middle of it for probably like the past a lot of months, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I took it as seriously as I should have. I just viewed it as something where, you wake up every day and you just like do a podcast. And I thought that it would just get automatically distributed to anyone and everyone and it'll get big. No, it's not like that at all. This I knew going into it how much work it would be. I'm understanding now that it's a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. However, I feel like I'm overcomplicating a lot of things, which is making me feel like it's more difficult than it is because it really isn't. I just have to like post more shorts, short form video on all social platforms from these long form episodes that I do of like 15, 20 minutes. But I just haven't done the work like either early in the morning or late at night to just like make those shorts. I don't know what it is about it. I don't want to outsource it because I don't want to pay more. Regardless, I just have to post a little bit more. And of the reels that I have been posting for the past couple days, they've been doing great. So I'm not mad at that at all. I'm just excited to see where all of this goes in the coming 10 years. And it really is crazy because I never thought that I would be doing this type of stuff where I just like sit here, talk, put stuff out on the internet. It's so like open, vulnerable, and just raw. And I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate anyone who does take that seriously. My thoughts, what I say, what I have to bring to the table, all those things. The next thing that I'm very, very grateful for and that I've reflected a lot on this thing the past month or so, mainly like the last 3 weeks, is the direction of this podcast and the type of audience that I want to have that listens to these episodes. And I feel like I've gotten very clear, not very, I'm getting there to like 100% clarity. I feel like I'm like 60, 70% of the way there where I want to talk about self love, self acceptance, self trust, all things becoming more aware of myself, talking about my emotions, how they affect me. Very deep, complicated stuff, which I'm just talking about on this podcast. And I think it's a good way for me to understand my emotions even deeper because they are very complex things. The feelings, the emotions, the ups, the downs, it's all complicated. In order for me to talk about it and understand it more, I think it's fair to just make more episodes about it and talk about more topics within that field and niche and realm. The second thing that I want to start talking about more as well is becoming a creator, specifically becoming a South Asian creator and what that is like. Being in a Indian family, being around Indian people all the time and what that brings, how stressful it could be, the pressure you feel, how you're always like this outlier. I want to talk about that. And then the last thing is continuing to share small bite-sized pieces of information and lessons that I learned along this entire journey. Anyone who's listening right now, I need you guys to tell me if that's too much. Maybe if I should just pick one of those three things, or can I make it about all three? I feel like the third one, I will do that indirectly already in every episode. So maybe it's just more so like self love and being a South Asian creator and what all of that brings, how that affects my life, who views the things that I do. Because it's like this whole brown people media, I think it's taking over. I see a lot more people doing it. And I'm really excited to be a part of the space. Although I haven't like networked or met that many creators in the like brown creators in the space. I'm excited to see where I'll be in the next couple years and all the people that I will meet along the way. I have met like a good handful, but if I decide to reach out more, if I decide to network more, I know I can meet a lot more. So I'm really excited about that because I'm gaining again a little bit of clarity behind what type of audience I want listening to this show. Of course, anyone's welcome, but it's always good to have a core group of community that knows what they're going to get every time they click on a YouTube video of this podcast or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever that is. And the last thing and the most exciting thing that I'm extremely, extremely grateful for is when you look at the analytics of something and it's either like up and then sharp down or just like consistently down or consistently up. I'm finally seeing the type of trajectory that I'm very, very happy with. And that trajectory, like when it first started, it was like this, and then it went down. And then when it went down, it was like just like hovering, 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 hovering. And it was like that for like 4 or 5 months. And now for like the past 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I guess maybe since I rebranded this thing. I don't even want to. I don't know if it's a rebrand, but mainly about self love and being a creator and the bite sized pieces of info. I've started to see like this little S. Well, it's not an S curve, just a curve developing in an upward trajectory, and it's consistent. And the number of people who watch these episodes, like the plays per episode, is increasing slowly, and I'm very grateful for that. Let's see where the next 6 months, 12 months take us. We're 2/3 of the way there on this 1 year journey. 200 day 240 of 365. It's been a fun ride, and I'm excited to just see what tomorrow brings. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for understanding the ups and downs, but seeing this little trajectory on the upward motion or scale, or but I don't know. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. But anyway, thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I always say, take care, tell someone that you love them, and go do something nice for someone today because they genuinely deserve it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.